So yeah, I mean, Zentience was saying that current dating is downstream from female hedonism since they perpetuate culture slash access to sex. Now, you're taking the super trad stance on it, which is, well, men bear kind of ultimate responsibility because we as men ought to be and should be leaders, and we are failing in our duty to be leaders.
Yeah, I mean, if you look back through human history, at any time that you would consider traditional or based or whatever, the men have been the ones that are sort of foundationally building society. That seems to be the case, right? And so if men are traditionally the builders of society, if you have a traditional lens, if you're looking at relationships through that lens, if women are becoming OnlyFans models at age 18 or, whatever, we're kind of in a weird societal spot.
I don't think men are entirely off the hook.
Yeah.
I think the blame falls on both men and women.
Most certainly falls on both.
Well, I
think right now we've got an epidemic of weak men. Very, very weak, addicted, overweight, lazy men.
Before I let you come in, does anyone on this side of the table want to weigh in? I'd like to try to pull you into the conversation.
Why can't women be the breadwinners? Like, why can't I be the provider for the household? And like, what if my husband wants to take care of the kids?
I will so be a stay-at-home dad for you.
Right?
I got you.
I think that's becoming more common.
I'll take care of the kids.
Though.
What I'm saying is,
and
like,
I feel like
can't...
men are now expecting women to be the breadwinners.
Yeah.
Men are more willing to rely on the girls for money now.
Zentians
Hold on just a sec,
donated
guys.
$99. Allowed to be hedonistic. They are strong, independent women now. Equal treatment, unless they have proved they are worthy of your traditional role through their actions. Women can't be objectified unless they objectify themselves. I agree about weak men.
I mean, I think it's...
Women can be objectified without objectifying themselves, absolutely.
I don't think there's been a time in human history where you've had more young men, this is a younger generation thing, more young men objectifying women, and this is a result of porn content, OnlyFans, Instagram, things like that. You've never had a time where there are more young men objectifying women and more young women commodifying men, viewing them as nothing more than a paycheck or money or some sort of resource.
Absolutely.
And so this relationship dynamic is super, super toxic to how people should and have always functioned. It's like, okay, we're going to date, I'm going to vet my spouse, we're going to get married, we're going to have kids. That's not happening. There's so many roadblocks in the way.
Yeah, it's also not just about providing for your family. I think that the traditional role of a man has more to do than just bringing home the bread or the money or whatever it is. There are other aspects in a husband that make him a provider and a leader and a protector. Like, for example, what would you say makes a good husband outside of just monetarily providing for the family?
I would say the path of a traditional man is that path towards becoming the best husband, father, protector, provider you possibly can. That's an all-encompassing...
With the idea that you would die for your family, that you would protect them, that absolutely
if
you would come
be, so
between anything that threatens your family.
Yeah, and then inversely, the path and the role of a traditional woman is that path towards being the best nurturer, caregiver, wife, and mother you possibly can be. And living sacrificially to those ends.
Billy has donated $100. Caffeine gum gentleman, I disagree with you. Women are the guardians of virtue and wisdom. They civilize men. Perhaps fathers have failed their daughters? I might buy that element of the situation.
Yo, Doc Van Atlas, thank you for the TTS, man. Much appreciated. There's a lot of chatter on this. I just want to keep tabs on everything. Fathers have failed. Perhaps fathers... I don't know if it's fathers... I mean... It's women who are divorcing the men. So
some people are raised without fathers even. So.
There are most certainly. I think probably if I could snap my fingers and fix one problem in our society, and that we have a lot of problems in our society, probably the biggest problem is the complete collapse or degradation of the traditional family unit. Right now you've got it's like 25% of kids don't have a dad in their house. That's kids right now. Kids that are being born right now, like if you're born today, there's like a 65% chance your parents aren't even married. That's if you're being born right now. The traditional family unit...
Oh, wow.
Sentience donated $100.
Thank you, man.
No, you bobblehead. Women must objectify themselves first before any man can. I would say take accountability, but I doubt you would understand, let alone spell the word. It's called morals. Try and learn some before you start objectifying yourself.
Just one thought on what Zentience just said when it comes to objectification. Was it objectify? There's been a lot of like talk from feminists, and there's a criticism of men, how they have a tendency to objectify women, and there's this sexualization and objectification. However, we saw 2-3 years ago with the mass spread of OnlyFans,